Gotta go. But thanks. On with the show.
Hey fellow mutants, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about Finding Nemo news. Finding Nemo / Pixar news. And in this, specifically, the Pixar chief teases on Finding Nemo 3. Now, I enjoyed Finding Nemo. That movie holds a sentimental place in my heart due to my late cat Nemo. And that's the last, like, and I haven't watched Finding Nemo since the day before my late cat Nemo died. Um, but I have really enjoyed Finding Nemo, right? I think it's like amongst one of the best movies of all time. I might have some bias in there a little bit, but I think it's one of the best movies of all time. Finding Dory was a decent sequel. Um, I'm not surprised that they decided to make a sequel and have it about Dory. Um, I could see the reasonings for that, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this a shot. And maybe I saw it with my sister, who's also a huge Finding Nemo fan. She's also the reason why my late cat Nemo was named Nemo. Um, and we both agreed Finding Dory wasn't as good as Finding Nemo, but it was still a pretty decent sequel. Ain't gonna lie. Um, so Finding Nemo was good to see where they want to make a sequel and about Dory to come in. I can understand that. Like where they were coming from was what I meant. From why make a sequel and it being about Dory. I could see where they were coming from with that. Because there was a story in there. But Finding Nemo 3, before I get into grading this, I can't see where I don't know. I can't really see what would there be a need for Finding Nemo 3 be. Is it going to be what about Nemo finding his mother? Because I'm pretty sure the first movie, correct me if I'm wrong, but the first movie pretty much confirmed that Nemo's mother died and his siblings died, and he was the only survivor of the batch up after that shark attack. So are you going to tell me that somehow Nemo's mother survived? Like, I guess you can tell that, but it will have to be a very, and I do emphasize very good reason, very good explanation of how Nemo's mother survived. Where the hell has she been after all these years of Merlin raising Nemo? They would have to answer at least those two questions. Anyways, let me actually get it into the article, shall we? Finding Nemo just keeps swimming. Pixar Animation Studios president Jim Morris told Bloomberg that the studio is considering new sequels for Finding Nemo and The Incredibles, which have gone dormant since 2016 Finding Dory and 2018's Incredible 2. I have to say I enjoyed Incredibles 2 as well. Um, I think they like if they're gonna make Incredibles 3, definitely time like jump this thing. Let us see Jack be like either a little kid or like a preteen, you know? Let's actually see Jack not a baby anymore, is my point. Guess that gag of him being a baby can only work so long. Sure, it worked in Incredibles 1, and they got lucky that it worked in Incredibles 2. But Incredibles 3, I don't think it will work. It will, at least for me, it will feel like they're using the same trope. So have like some sort of time jump, at least 5 to 6 years after the events of Incredibles 2. J- just saying. Anyways, getting back to the article. According to Doctor, Peter's chief creator officer who worked on Finding Nemo's 2003's Finding Nemo as part of its original brain trust, there's an ocean worth of potential for another follow-up to the two films that grossed nearly $2 billion combined in the global box office. Quote unquote, where else have we not gone in the ocean? The ocean's a big place. I think there's a lot of opportunity there. We're kind of fishing around. Um, Following the company's recent restructuring, Pixar is planning to make 3 movies every 2 years, alternating between sequels and spin-offs. The upcoming Inside Out 2 and Toy Story 5, and the original ideas Elio and the undisclosed project from Turning Red director Dummy Shi. Let me um go into Toy Story 5 since they brought up Toy Story. Toy Story 3, I feel like should have been the end of the Toy Story films. If they wanted to continue the Toy Story story, Toy Story 4, the story of Toy Story 4, should have been a Disney Plus series. Toy Story 5, whatever story that is, should have been a Disney Plus series. There shouldn't have been a Toy Story 4, and there should not be a Toy Story 5, in my humble opinion. Anyways, only 2 Pixar franchises have turned into trilogies: Toy Story and Cars. Well, and with the former, it was a wait between the last 2 sequels. Let's be real, like sure, Toys. I'll give them to back to Cars, and sure, Toy Story was a trilogy for a bit until Toy Story 4. Now it's a saga, so they can't even use Toy Story as an example of a trilogy at this point, since they have 4 movies out, soon to be 5. Anyways, it took 13 years for Pixar to follow Finding Nemo with Finding Dory, which is so far director Andrew Stanton's last project at the studio. Stanton was part of the Pixar's first brain trust of with Doctor. Toy Story and Cars director John Lasseter, who has since exited the company, and the late amateur and story man Joe Raft. So, quote unquote, this by Morris said in a 2016 interview, most studios jump on the jump on doing a sequel as soon as they have a successful film, which I which is true because like the '90s Ninja Turtle film, that was so successful that they immediately jump on making a sequel. Literally the following year, it got released, Secret of the Ooze, and I enjoyed that film. Truthfully, that's not as good as like the original Ninja Turtle film, but that's that's an example of most studios jump on a sequel as soon as they have a successful film. Is the Ninja Turtles '90s Ninja Turtles movies, and I'm talking strictly of the first two. How the first movie was so good, they immediately, a year later, came out with a Secret of the Ooze. Anywho, most studios jump on doing a sequel as soon as they have a successful film, but our business model is a filmmaker model, and we do not make a sequel unless the director of the original film has an idea that they like or are willing to go forward on. A sequel, in some regards, is even harder than the original because you've got this defined road which, on the one hand, is a leg up, and on the other hand, has expectations that you can't disappoint. So, upcoming Pixar films include Inside Out 2, coming on June 4th of this year, which will already have passed by the time this video uploaded. Elio, June 13th, 2025, an entitled Pixar film, March 6, 2026, and Toy Story 5, which I don't even know why they're coming out with a Toy Story 5, in June 19th, 2026. So, like I said, I don't think, because like I said, I did enjoy Finding Nemo. I have some sentimental value to that film because my late cat Nemo was named after the fish. And like I said earlier, I did see their reasoning of wanting to do a sequel and having that sequel be about Dory. I can see the logic in that. But in Finding Nemo 3, at the moment, with no premise whatsoever outside of this article saying, hey, they want to do Finding Nemo 3, like, I can't really see the logic behind this as of they just want money. They just want money, which is not always good. Just ask, like, Star Wars. Well, yet again, Star Wars, like, Kathleen Kennedy is more so interested in, like, women power than actual money. And mind you, there's no, like, issue with woman power. It's just the way Kathleen Kennedy is trying to do it with Star Wars is annoying and wrong way to go about things. But like I said, the only thing I can see them trying to just justify a Finding Nemo 3 for is having Nemo and Merlin reuniting with Nemo's mother. Which again, they will have to answer, where the hell have she been all this time? How did she survive that attack? Um, and absolutely, what were some things she had to go through in order to survive? And four, which is I feel like the main most important part, why doesn't she come back? Does she think like there was going to be another shark attack because of her? Does she think that the shark was going, or I think it was a shark, right? The shark was going to return because of her? Or like, does she generally think that Merlin and Nemo were, and the other children, Merlin and all of her children were dead, and found no point in returning to her old home because it was too painful for her to return? Like, and I bet there's like other questions that would need to be answered too, but those are like the ones that like stick out to me the most. So I don't know. I think that's like the only thing I can see them doing is having the um story being about Nemo's mother. I forget her name. Whatever her name is, finding whatever Nemo's mother's name is. But again, I am. right now very skeptical about this. Let me know how you guys feel about this. Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you all. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. I will talk to you fellow mutants later. Later, taters.